What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Wednesdays with Wyrsch. You're probably wondering why I'm on the roof right now, and it's because I want to share with you guys the air quality out here. Although it is getting better, many of you know of the California fires that have been going on. It's some of the worst in history, and for many of us, we've been breathing in toxic air 24/7 for the last week and a half, 2 weeks. Now, this can have some serious impact on our health, so if you're suffering with any respiratory problems, I'm here to help, and I'm going to share with you ways that you can detoxify your body and bring it back to health. Now, the long-term effects of this is that once the smoke is gone, that damage to your body is going to linger around for a long time unless you take care of it. So, in this week's episode, I'm going to break down some tips on how you can detoxify your body and get rid of this crap we've been breathing in for the last couple of weeks. So, I'm gonna get off this roof, take it inside, and share with you guys a little bit more.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, for the record. Been a little too nice to y'all. Now I gotta up price on y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all.
Alright guys, in this week's video I'm going to be talking about smoke inhalation. Now, unfortunately, California's been on fire for the last 2 weeks, which means many of us have been exposed to some serious toxins. The big issue here is what that smoke is comprised of. Now, unfortunately, many homes went up in flames, and because of that, we now have electronics, plastics, epoxies, insulation, cars, asbestos, you name it, and it's floating around in the air and you're breathing it in. Now, regardless of whether you've gone out and bought one of those masks, unless you got a P100 Carpenter dual filter grade mask, you've been exposed just like me. Those things aren't doing much for you. So what I'm gonna do in this video is I'm gonna explain what's going on inside the body when you're breathing in these toxins, how we can expel them, and what home remedies you could be using to detoxify your body so we can go back to living a healthy life so that these things don't inevitably cause cancer or shorten our health span. So let's dive into it. So first things first, let's talk about what's happening inside the body. Now, unfortunately, when we're breathing in these toxins, we're being exposed to things like free radicals. Now, when too many of these free radicals accumulate in the body, this can actually cause DNA damage. The way our body mitigates this damage is actually through the telomeres that are tied to their DNA. So we have these little strands that basically sacrifice themselves anytime we're exposed to high levels of free radicals or oxidative stress. Now, the smoke that we've been breathing in, there's way too much for our body to handle, which means that all of us are dealing with some form of oxidative stress or some form of DNA damage. The way that we mitigate this is through things like antioxidants, proper nutrition, and a good detox. To get rid of these antioxidants, you need to be consuming something that's going to be able to donate an electron, basic chemistry lesson here, donate an electron so that those free radicals are stable and can be excreted out of the body. Unfortunately, when they sit and fester, they're essentially taking electrons from all these other stable molecules and stable compounds in our body, causing inflammation and causing damage to our DNA. So, in order to prevent this, I'm going to share with you a couple of tips on how you can get some serious antioxidants in your body to detoxify and get these free radicals out. So the first line of defense on fighting these free radicals is going to be your diet or through nutrition. Some of the best antioxidants out there are going to be things like blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, really a lot of the berries out there, and then also vegetables. So things like spinach, cauliflower, broccoli, kale, anything that's really a part of the cruciferous family, because cruciferous vegetables share two compounds in common. They have isocyanates and myrosinase. Now, you won't necessarily need to know what those are, but those two in conjunction with each other form sulforaphane. And sulforaphane is one of the most potent anti-cancer compounds on the market today. Now, unfortunately, when we cook cruciferous vegetables, we tend to cook out the myrosinase. So in order for us to have the proper sulforaphane that we need in order to detoxify our body, I recommend grabbing mustard seed. You can buy it at any grocery store and sprinkle it on your vegetables after you're done cooking them, and that'll reintroduce myrosinase in there to then bring back together isocyanate myrosinase to form sulforaphane. That's going to be your first line of defense. Eat blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, and consume lots of antioxidants from vegetables that are rich in sulforaphane as well. The second tip I'm going to be sharing with you is ginger. Finding any way to introduce ginger into your diet is going to be extremely helpful. I prefer to use ginger teas, and if you're not familiar with it, it's that weird fingery root looking thing in the grocery store, and it can be cumbersome to get the skin off in order to get to the actual good stuff of the ginger, but don't be alarmed, there's actually an easy trick to getting rid of this. What you do is you take a spoon and you take the ginger, you lay it on a cutting board, and you merely scrape the skin off with the edge of a spoon. It doesn't have to be a knife or a potato peeler. And that's going to be a great way to get exposure to that. Now dice it up nice and thin, put it in a pot of boiling water, and make sure that you strain out the water, and you can add whatever other ingredients that you like or add your favorite tea. This is now going to make a ginger rich or antioxidant rich tea or elixir that you can be consuming at home to help detoxify your body and fight off these free radicals so that you're not causing damage. The third tip that I'm going to be sharing with you is drinking lots of water. Now I know many of us are not drinking enough, so I encourage you to drink twice as much as what you would normally be consuming. You want to be peeing on a regular basis so that you can help your body excrete these toxins or these free radicals out of our body. Another great suggestion would be getting in the sauna and getting some exposure to the heat, sweating it out through our sweat glands. That's another great way to excrete toxins from the body. Alright, the last remaining tips that I'm going to share with you are actually supplements I take on a regular basis. These supplements are extremely powerful, and I've been doubling up on them over the last week and a half to help fight off these free radicals and toxins that I've been introduced to. One of which is a mushroom called chaga. This chaga mushroom is a very powerful adaptogen, and I know I talked about this before in previous videos, so I won't go too much into it, but it's an anti-cancer, anti-inflammatory compound that's very effective in boosting your immune system and helping to detoxify the body and prevent DNA damage. The other compound or supplement that I want to share with you is glutathione. These are stuff that I take on a regular basis, but like I said, I've doubled them over the last week. Just make sure that you're getting them from reputable sources. So for the chaga mushroom, I trust Four Sigmatic, and then for the glutathione, just make sure it's not coming from a Chinese manufacturer. Many times these things are laced with other compounds, so make sure you're doing your research, get a good source of glutathione. That in conjunction with drinking lots of water and having a rich diet in cruciferous vegetables and antioxidant rich fruits is going to be your best bet for detoxifying the body. Now in order to really get all these things all together is I tend to make a green smoothie in the morning that's comprised of all these things. Ginger, blueberries, kale, the mustard seed, I throw a little glutathione in there, I throw a little chaga mushroom, and all these things make a powerful antioxidant, detoxifying, fighting green smoothie that can help prevent cancer. So I encourage you guys to do the same. I hope you guys found this beneficial. Now let's jump into the final segment. Alright guys, now before I wrap up this video, I just want to share with you guys a couple of things. My thoughts and prayers go out to the families that were affected by these fires, as well as the firefighters that are out there trying to contain these wildfires and fight them. They're willing to risk their lives and their time, and it's greatly appreciated. I come from a family of firefighters, so I truly respect you guys and love what you guys do. Thank you again for your service, and I'm sorry for everyone's loss. Now I found a quote that I thought would be appropriate for this week's episode, so I'm going to wrap things up with the quote of the week. A happy life consists not in the absence, but in the mastery of hardships. That's by Helen Keller. All right, guys, be healthy, be happy, and be yourself. Everyone has something to give this world. You just got to go out and find it. All right, I'll see you in the next one.